Tell me when it's on.
We are live.
Okay, welcome, or hello and welcome to another scene in London where we're doing London-y things that, in London. Funny how that works. Today the scene is going to be set in an occult shop, which I do not know the name of yet. But it's an occult shop run by... Excuse me. Run by Lily Broussard and Dakota Akiyama. Even though Dakota doesn't really run it, she just kind of sits there and talks shit. So, her sister is probably off studying, doing something or other. And so she's decided that she's going to be, working the front desk so her sister can, get some study time in. It's your basic occult shop. There's books, little talismans and trinkets that are probably more for the general public than anything. It would be kind of not that bright to leave actual trinkets and artifacts in, lieu of the general public. That could get nasty real fast. Several bookshelves and other little occult items like that. So, yes, that is where the scene is.
And I'll be walking into the shop with her same old clothing that she was wearing last time. Although the pants are obviously different, and as well as the shirt she's wearing underneath her jacket. She walks into the shop and looks around, and she looks at Dakota and kind of gives you a nod and kind of walks over to you. Hi there.
Oh, hello.
I just remembered coming in here the other day looking for Nordic books. Can you remind me where those were?
She will, sorry, she'll point over to, actually no, she'll probably lead you down to the bookshelf because it's probably hidden behind a couple other bookshelves.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Your name was Hannah, right?
Yeah, that's my name. And I can't quite remember yours. Was it Lily?
Yeah, that's me.
And she'll just kind of nod her head. And she'll kind of look down at the serval and just kind of give it a wave.
Ayala will just kind of flick her tail in greeting. Since we're in the shop, she's not sticking close by to Dakota's side. She's just kind of off on her own. Well, not really on her own. She's found a sunny spot. I don't know how they're doing that in London, but finds a sunny spot. And is currently enjoying herself just laying there.
Awesome.
At this point, you will hear the ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, because an occult shop that doesn't have a bell over the door would make me sad. Sad man. As Ishar steps into the occult shop and holds the door open for the person stepping in behind him, as he says, "This is the place I spoke of, Balthazar. Please, come inside."
Now, Balthazar, when he enters the building, first thing you see is a small, knobbly walking cane. Swings ahead. Tallish man, but visibly getting quite portly. So, man somewhere between mid-50s and mid-60s. As you can see in the picture, somewhat unkempt beard. And he just enters the room and starts looking around, eyes flicking from bookshelf to table and back to bookshelf.
Ishar, for his part, will close the door behind the older man, kind of brush his hands together as he walks forward, and he will stop and offer a very polite bow to the store's owner as he says, "Inshallah, It is a pleasure to see you again, Miss Lily. Yes?
She nods her head.
My apologies. There was some confusion yesterday over which one of you was in fact Miss Lily.
We tend to do that a lot for fun.
And it is a pleasure to see you again, Miss Hannah, he will say with a slightly less formal bow.
She'll kind of she'll have a very soft smirk, and she'll kind of say, "Nice to see you again too. How was the new project coming along since I was last there?"
He kind of side eyes Balthazar as he says, "Oh, our new home is being built as it stands."
Well, like I said, if you ever need any help, maybe I'll pop by and lend a hand.
Where are my manners? Please allow me to introduce my. He kind of contemplates his next words. Inshatu, or teacher. The great and noble Balthazar al-Rahman.
She'll kind of give a slight informal bow towards him and say, "It's good to meet you."
And you, dear child.
Anthony, you're A, quite quiet, and B, your mic is doing the garbly thing, so just pop out, pop in. We apologize for these technical difficulties.
Better now?
Better now. Sorry, continue on with what we were saying.
He just says, and the same to you, dear child.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time. Is this the spot? She'll kind of look at Dakota again and say, "Lily, right?"
Yes, Lily.
And she'll kind of nod and just kind of look towards the books and say, "Thank you." And she'll put her finger over the spines and take two of the books.
Not a problem. Always happy to help.
She'll smile. And she'll kind of give a nod to the three of you, and she'll walk over to a kind of a lounge area, if there is one, or wherever there's seats, and kind of pick through the books and see if there's anything useful.
This one must beg your pardon, Miss Lily. However, we had come here with concepts of business in mind, if you do not mind discussing such. Blink, blink.
Of course not.
My noble Shoptu here, he is probably one of the finest makers of incense, perfumes, and exotic fragrances of the East. We find that they are prevalent in our occult workings, and wondered if you would perhaps be interested in supplying them in your store. He is, as I say, a man of the highest. He is a man held in the highest regard in my homeland.
I would have to talk to my sister first. She technically owns the business. I'm just a help in a way. But I'm sure she'd be more than willing to sell them. I'll let her know.
He will reach into the folds of his robe and will draw a box, and he will kind of hold it out to you.
I'm very tempted to just be like, is there a dick in this box? Or is it a box inside of another box? But, okay. So she'll just kind of smile and look at the box. And then give me a moment as I throw up matter sight. Actually, if someone doesn't mind, hold on though, because I gotta pull this shit up and see what her attributes for it are. Otherwise, she's just gonna start randomly singing. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not even gonna worry about the matter site. She'll just take the box if it's offered, because matter site's way too much fucking work.
Hannah will also be meditating before she reads the books. Activating mind or perception.
Ishar will look at Balthazar and he'll say, Balthazar, what if fragrance of incense was in the box I just gave the young lady?
A fairly simple blend. Date palm barkwood and some basic sandalwood.
He smiles. Indeed, it is not like we are currently lacking on date oak or date date wood.
You, Balthazar will look at you. That is the fourth joke you have made about the date palms in the last 30 minutes. Make another, and I will hit you.
Yes, Inchatri. Yes. Sorry, what are people rolling for so we can give answers and stuff?
Just or perception.
Oh.
She'll have it for the duration of the scene.
Well, Ishar's aura is its normal, incredibly weird, funky wujamigu.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know his mental state?
That won't be necessary for now. I just usually like to have it up just in case.
Okay.
And I assume Balthazar is sparkly?
I was going to say, Balthazar, are you a mage?
Yes, Balthazar's aura is sparkly, very calm. Almost, it could be very easily described as freakishly calm. Like you'd expect there to be some sort of weirdness, but there's complete serenity. Except that somewhere at the very back of it, like several layers back, there's some sort of, it seems like reddish sparks of pain at the very back.
All right, interesting. Thank you. You guys can continue.
Hannah's aura is rad as fuck. Not Hannah's, my character's. But you know what? Hannah's also rad as fuck.
Well, you guys go on ahead.
Okay, so hearing about the date, she'll just kind of arch an eyebrow and say, did I miss something?
In a manner of speaking. Before I tell the story, Inchani, I would ask a question. I'm not exactly sure how in the West, as it were, do you have the ancient principles of hospitality?
I don't know, probably. I don't deal with that stuff.
Where myself and Balthazar come from, we take our hospitality very seriously. That is a fair statement, noble Balthazar?
I would say it is a fair statement in our native land, but here it would be unwise and unfair to expect our young friends to have the same manners or courtesies as our own. Differences matter.
He will nod and he will say, Indeed, she has grown in a different culture and walked a different path. But yes, as I have said, we have a very ingrained sense of hospitality. So we do not turn any away who seek warmth or shelter beneath our roof, for that would be a disservice to the spirits and an offense to our ancestors. Yesterday evening, we had a gathering of sorts. Myself and Balthazar and the rest of our harem prefer to live in the way as it was in the old days. So we prefer to live in tents and have the freedom of movement and the air that is lacked in buildings like these. I prepared a special area for us in what the locals call Hyde Park. I ordered it and protected it. But I made it so that people like us He points at her and then points back to himself. Could still see it and interact with it? Are you following me so far?
Nod, nod,
Nod. Okay.
nod, nod.
Nod. Tonight, however, we had a number of individuals join us for evening meal, or join myself for evening meal, as Balthazar was at his prayers and meditations. They described themselves as being fairies. We are not unfamiliar with their ilk. We call them Eshu, or mischievous spirits. Because for the record, out of character, that is what Eshus are in the. It's even how they're described in their little write-up. Trickster spirit of Persia. But yes, my apologies. So you see, they shared evening meal with us and were pleasant up until a point. Genial, in fact. And I had no reason to dislike or turn them away from our Hajit. So, at the end of the evening, one of them asked if they may give us a gift. In my culture, it is incredibly rude to refuse a gift, you understand. So, I bade him, please, I would be more than happy to accept. However, he then went outside and, I can only assume, called upon the powers of the nature spirits and did not give them proper chimney. Used some power I cannot describe. For you see, there in the spot grew a massive tree. He'll blink twice before saying, a tree so large that it dwarfs all around it, almost the size of a mountain, in fact. Still hidden behind my wards, however, but in the process it unfortunately destroyed mine and Balthazar's home.
That fucking sucks.
Yes. Fortunately, I managed to save most of the items of value, such as Balthazar's scrolls and other objets d'art. But the tree, as I said, is currently hidden behind my warding circles, so the public have not seen it as of yet. But bear in mind, they did this with no provocation. They simply broke one of them simply broke hospitality and destroyed the home of his host. So we are most disconcerted as to them now, as I'm sure you may understand.
Mm-hmm. That's why I just deal with dead people. Much easier.
Nod. But so we have decided that our new home, where we will now pitch our hijat, shall be in the eaves of this very large tree. There is more than enough room.
She nods and says, so, in a way, this little mishap got your place upgraded.
He will shake his head and he will say, but in a manner of speaking you may make that assessment, but it destroyed many personal objects that were of great value to us.
Oh yeah, no, not like saying, good job for the dude or anything. I'm just, you got a treehouse. Then again, I personally wouldn't want to live in a tree. I hear it's bad for the knees.
So Balthazar keeps telling me.
She just kind of chuckles.
He will kind of look at the older Teftani and he will say in Arabic to him, I assume that the books are to your liking. Oh, I think Anthony's having connection issues. I'll move on. I would be... there he is again. What's causing the connection issue, Anthony?
This tree seems like my sound system's fucking up. Having to disconnect, reconnect.
You might want to eat the mic a bit more, Albin.
My sound system's fucking up.
Okay. As I said, Ishar looks at you and he says, are the books to your liking, Minchani?
They seem good enough, I suppose.
He will look at Dakota and he will say, I was pondering if you had books of real import.
I think we might. Somewhere in the back. I'd have to check with Dakota first.
Archer. We are happy to, well, it is Balthazar's collection, so he would be the one to speak to it. But I'm sure that if you had volumes that we found of interest, we would be happy to share our volumes with you, so that we may both learn from them.
Okay, so like a book sharing club.
You kind of blink, 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 blink.
Return, blink, blink.
If that is what you would call it, perhaps.
Nod, nod.
Nod, nod.
Nod, nod, nod.
Nod, 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 nod. Uh-huh.
Nod, 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 nod. Nod.
But he will say, I was pondering if you had any more insight into what happened outside yesterday.
Oh, that. And she just kind of rubs the back of her head. That. Well.
Isha, by the way, Anthony, are you still there?
Yes, well.
He will look at you and he will say very quickly in Arabic to you, yesterday outside this very place, a being of great celestial power who masked himself as the dead god Odin appears to have met his end.
The spirit masquerading as you'll reply in Arabic. The spirit masquerading as a false god. How unfortunate.
He will shrug and he will say, yes, they are just talking to each other in Arabic, and he will say, bear in mind, the fact is that we know our gods are real. We know that there are different beings who wear different masks, that there are different beings for different individuals and different spaces in the heavens. Anything is possible.
One day I shall have to remind you of the teachings of Zoroaster.
He will say, I have not lost my faith. I merely know that there are other beings out there. But then he will smile, and he will look back at Lily, and he will say, my apologies, my hostess, but I needed to clarify something with Balthazar. Please continue with what you may have learned.
I don't really know much other than, like, Hella showed up, and it got hella weird.
Blink, 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 blink.
Hella, the
Hannah will walk up and say, she is the goddess of the underworld
yes.
in the North Missos,
Mhm.
otherwise known as the Azir.
Yep.
What does it say here of Hel showing up and the death of Odin?
You wouldn't have understood when he said the death of Odin unless you speak a
right, okay. She puts one of the books back. I think, Dakota will be purchasing this one.
Okay.
He will say, do you believe in that case that the being who died was indeed what he claimed to be? Dakota. Oh, no, not Dakota, Miss Lily.
I was kind of into Shadowlands, when they were talking about who it was. I didn't pay attention. All I saw, was the body in the crater.
May we ask, do you possess boiling water?
I mean, I've got a stove, and I pay the water bill.
Would you mind if we had some boiling water, please?
I'm assuming you want to make tea or something?
Nod, nod. He will kind of look at the clock and he will say, "It is time for Balthazar's afternoon tea."
Okay. She just just kind of look between the two. Just kind of be like, don't move. I'll be back in a moment. Because she highly doubts Hannah's going to get into anything.
Are you insinuating that you think we'll steal things?
No, not steal things. It's just like, okay, Evan, I know you. I know your characters.
Steal everything.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, explain this statement to me, Kev. Explain it to me right the fuck now.
I know you, Evan.
What do you think I'd do?
With your characters.
What do you think I could do standing in your fucking shop?
Probably burn it the fuck down. Yeah, that's what I thought you tapped, Toddy, from the fucking paradox explosion.
You fucking walking paradox explosion. I love it. What was that, Anthony?
Basically, as you're talking back and forth about the underworld, Alcazar just leans over in Arabic. So, this individual is a servant of Angramania, the evil god in Zoroastrianism.
He will contemplate for a moment and he will say, "I do not believe that they are inherently related to one another. As I've said, I believe that there are different pantheons of gods, all of whom exist, but interact on a higher celestial level." And he'll say this in English. Interact on a higher celestial level. So the being that claimed itself to be Odin could well be Odin. He would be similar to our Zoroastrian gods, but different, built and compartmentalized by the form of faith he ingested or was powered by. Does that make sense?
Could very well be.
He'll say to you in exceptionally sharp-toned Arabic, "We're going over your books this evening, young man."
He will
No,
not.
master, not the books.
While Hannah,
You have
Wow.
just majorly blasphemed in front of an anointed priest of your faith.
Well, no, I haven't. We do know that other gods exist because the High Umbra exists.
No, but the thing is, from our perspective, the High Umbra is full of spirits. They're not gods. You just call them gods. You know, according to the Zoroastrians,
That's
there are only three gods: the maker of the universe, the good god, and the evil god. Everyone else is an angel or spirit. You just blaspheme,
fair.
dickhead. You're gonna get a smack.
okay.
that's fucking dumb.
I've had to read about Zoroastrianism for the last 2 days.
It's a complicated ass religion.
Yes, and I've had to try and get my head around it.
But bear in
And
mind,
I'll simply look amused at
Well, I
the
mean,
Arabic
as-
conversation being exchanged. While she's
for the record, when Lily brings out tea or brings out the boiling water in the cup, Ishar will take a seat at the lounge area and he'll say, "Would anyone else care for tea? It is in my own special blend."
and we'll say she'll kind of look like as if she wants to say something, but then she just almost kind of just shakes her head. No, thank you. But I appreciate it, Ashar.
And you, Miss Lily, would you care for tea?
Nah, no thanks. I had some water while I was upstairs.
Okay. He'll sit down with the pot of boiling water, and he'll open the lid of the teapot, and he'll take out a belt sash or a belt satchel. He'll open it up. He'll root through it for a few moments. Then he'll sprinkle some leaves into the tea, stir it for about 20 seconds or so, leave it to sit, and about a minute later he will pour tea for himself and Balthazar. Good tea. But
She'll
yes,
look over. Hannah will simply start browsing the other portions of the shop and kind of seemingly look around through the aisles. She'll probably hover around near a section where there's if there's any medallions or necklaces for sale. She might look at those.
he will say to. Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, I was
Okay.
just gonna say there's probs, some medallions and shit.
Okay, she'll be looking over there. Then she'll be hovering around that area.
Balthazar will say to Lily.
Balthazar will?
Sorry, Lila. Ishar will say to Lily. My apologies. But yes, the being in question claimed that the quote god end quote Odin had been slain, right there in the mirror world. So I'm somewhat interested if that was truly the case.
Oh yeah, that's probably why Hela showed up then.
It is, however, much more complicated to kill a god than one would assume, because they are beings of concept and belief. So they oftentimes tend to recorporealize after they have been dealt with, or people perceive them as having met their end.
I mean, yeah, they'll probably be back. So
How very interesting.
be weird. I wonder if I can meet Loki.
Apparently,
No, on second thought, it'll probably not be too good.
apparently, the being in question said that he was rather a petulant child, and that we should not have given him. There was the question of the spear. I said that it should either go to one of Odin's children, and the being that we spoke to made the point that he would take the spear from me if I did not give it to him by voluntary means.
Dude sounds like a dick then.
That is one way of phrasing it, yes.
Well, not too much else to do then, really. Got the spear, you know. I actually, you know what? I'd all be for taking a trip down to visit Hela. She pulls out a notebook and she kind of scribbles something down in it. And then she shuts the notebook. Just kind of nods to herself, very pleased. You know, with a very pleased expression on her face.
Ishar looks at Balthazar and says, "The young woman wishes to go to hell, it seems."
I also want to go visit the underworld.
Yeah,
Oh, that was in Arabic. Sorry.
yeah. When you say she wants to go to hell, Balthazar will reply again in Arabic, because so far everything they've said between each other is in Arabic. Is that some sort of modern phrase? Or do you literally mean she wants to go into the realm of the dark god?
What is the name of the dark god of Zoroastrianism?
Google.
Oh,
To
no,
Google.
I've literally gotten like the Encyclopedia Britannica and everything. It would be, yeah, Andromayu, mind you.
It would appear as though she wishes to go to the realm of Andromayu. However, rather one of the realms in the mirror world that reflects the subconscious image of the realm of the dead according to Norse mythology.
Ah, so one of Swever's realms. Swever being the Deva of death and disease.
He'll nod. Nod.
That would be a terrible idea.
I completely.
I would very much recommend against entering any place so marked by you.
Miss Lily, would you be interested in finding out more information as it pertained to the escapades that went on here yesterday?
She does the so-so, you know, the hand sign.
We may know where information could be found if you are interested in the journey.
You know what? Sure, I've got nothing else to do.
Have you ever been to the city of brass?
I'm gonna let you know, Balthazar's head is snapped around like it's on a spring.
Towards me or towards her?
Towards you.
He'll look at you and say in Arabic, "What is wrong in Shati?"
Awful echo, by the way.
What was that, sorry?
Someone is echoing.
Let me-
There's a background from someone's. Hello?
Can't be me because I hear the echo too.
Is it better or worse now? Because it may have been coming from me.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's coming from you.
1,
Hang on.
2, 3. I'm gonna look at that.
Okay. We shall wait till Evan gets back. Then I can shout it.
Can you guys still hear it?
Thulu for target. No.
Okay. He will
Okay.
smile and he will, as he says to Balthazar, "It would be wise for me to take you on a visit to the city of Djinn."
Even the rest of you will be able to recognize the extremely annoyed tone in another language. As he says in Arabic, "No, boy, it would be a terrible idea. You'd be taking them into a place where you might not even escape, let alone them. It would be an act of supreme foolishness. And fools do not belong in the city of brass. You should know this."
He will say, "I have been to the city many times in Shani."
Precisely why you should not take them.
Did he call you a fool?
He technically called all of you fools.
Ah.
I'm gonna fool my foot up your ass.
You don't speak Arabic. Fuck off.
Wait till I learn.
By which point I will have learned Urdu and Pashto just to annoy you. But yes,
Oh, it's brilliant. I love everything about it. Anyway,
yes.
he will.
He's going to. At this point, he will switch to English and look and say directly to Kim. What was your one's name? It's not Hannah.
It's Lily and Hannah.
Lily, right? Lily. He'll look directly at Lily and go, "Young lady, take the advice of an old man. Under no circumstances go with my young student here to the city of brass. There's a very good chance you would not return, and even if you did, you would probably have lost something more valuable to you than you know. It's a dangerous mistake, one that is seldom repeated, but usually only because the person didn't have the chance to repeat the mistake." And with that, he'll settle back in his seat.
She'll look at Balthazar for a moment and then slowly turn her head over to Ashar. And she's got this, grin on her face. And she'll just say,
Is this grin the grin that is currently communicating the "fuck the popo, we're gonna go talk to some genies"?
"Fuck yes!" So she's gonna look over at him and just gonna very plainly say, "Well, I've always hated old, men telling me what to do. So, what's the city of brass?"
At that, Balthazar will blink for a moment.
No, Anthony, we've asserted it's canon. In order to blink in this game, you have to say blink, blink,
Fuck you.
Blink, blink.
blink, blink.
Look, the point is, he's going to get to his feet, leaning on his stick.
Oh dear.
Turn to Aisha, and in Arabic say, "I'm returning to my rest place, boy." You'll note that he's now called you boy twice. He doesn't usually do that. he usually calls you stupid.
Ah, crap. He's gonna
Boy
hit
is
me
when
when I get home.
boy is when he wants you to feel belittled.
Hannah will kind of walk over.
Bear in mind, he's saying all this in Arabic. He will say quite firmly, when you return, I will remind you that certain lessons are taught best through momentary suffering.
What the fuck?
And with that, he will, it's actually quite a firm pat on the shoulder. He will pat Aisha's shoulder, and then leave the shop, returning to Hyde Park. Evan, when you return to Hyde Park, he is going to beat you.
Eh.
because you blasphemed and then allowed part of the cultural baggage. You allowed an infidel, a woman, and someone younger than he is to basically insult him while he was their guest.
Did you just add the phrase "and a woman"? Well done.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. You know what? As
he's grown up in, by the culture he's grown up in, all four of those things are a factor.
you know what? As he's walking, you know what? As he leaves the shop and he walks out, Dakota will open the door, stick her head out, and just scream, "Fuck the patriarch!"
Okay, Kim, he's going to stop just before he gets you know how there's a section that, basically, you know where the frontage of the building ends and the start of the next shop would be. He's going to stop at that border and find any sort of loose bit of wood or loose bit of stone or whatever and just pry it off using a stick. And basically walk off with a very small piece of the building in his pocket.
And that's called vandalism. And don't think I'm stupid. I know exactly what you're planning to do with that. It's called correspondence, bitch.
Hannah will walk over and just kind of probably walk next to Ishar and just kind of looking at Lily, screaming all of this out, and she'll say, "What's this about the patriarchy?"
Anthony, hang on. Just for the record, Anthony, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
This is for you. It's a slow clap. That was fucking hilarious.
And a woman.
Oh no, you don't need to get the level of fun on.
God.
Oh god.
Oh.
I'm okay. And a woman.
I remind you, for cultural reasons, that's something that would apply.
No, 100%. You are right. Okay. We're gonna continue on. Take a deep breath, and we're moving on.
Fuck the patriarchy, though.
I should point out that technically his religion doesn't say anything about it being about a woman not being allowed to counter him, but his culture, where he was brought up, tells him, yeah, women should shut their faces. So he, it's all his religious training against his most fundamental upbringing.
But,
And that's just sad.
Yeah.
Have you never been to that?
I have actually. I almost would not be here and be over there instead. If things were different.
Yeah. This guy was raised in Afghanistan, right by the Khyber Pass.
Oh.
In deep tribal territory.
Oh.
In the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh.
Back
Yeah,
in
you're
the
fucked.
60s. Yeah. Hence his attitude.
You're fucked. Anyway.
But Ishar will smile as he sips his tea, and he says, I must ask you to forgive Balthazar. He is rather old-fashioned. But he is wise, and sometimes wisdom comes with bigotry.
And we'll just shrug and kind of walk over to Lily and say, I wouldn't yell out the spheres out in the streets, Lily. What happened?
Oh, he pried off a
Nothing.
piece of the building
I will
and then
make
carried
sure
it off with him.
That's dangerous.
I will make sure he doesn't. I will make sure he doesn't do anything with it. He smiles and he says, Balthazar, even though he does not claim it, and as I said, he is a wise man, he still must accept the fact that he is still only a character within my story.
Does that make you a part of his story as well?
He'll look at you and shake his head. You don't understand. I do not. He does not have a story. It is complicated.
Lift up a finger, just kind of say, Hannah, if he had a story, it's almost done. He old as fuck.
If it helps, several of my Teftani masters live to be 800 years old.
Quite the feat.
He's so old as hell. Hella. She just kind of says, she actually looked down to Ayala, do finger guns, and just say hella. And then the cat just looks disappointed. You don't know how, but Ayala just is really disappointed.
To answer your question, though, Miss Lily, the city of Brass is the city of the Djinn, what you would call genies. They know many things as to how the celestial world works, for they walk amongst all corners of the shadow world, the Umbra, be it high, low, or dark. They have their ears and they whisper. The city of Brass, where my people go to exchange information and wondrous trinkets. It's a place that's easy to find if you know where to look.
Guess that goes for anything. That's the odd enigma of secrets, I suppose.
He says, So, Miss Lily, would you care to join me in a little escapade?
Yeah, sounds good.
Before you all go on any escapades, Lily, can I purchase these two things? You'll notice she has the book, the Nordic, a book on using the runes and the runic alphabet, and a kind of a circular black and gold, if it is actually gold, medallion. It has these really interesting, intricate shapes and stuff like that she found. I'm just BSing and saying that it's in your store.
Okay, sounds good. Also, is his messenger acting up for anyone else? Because it's being a little bitch on my computer.
Be honest, are you trying to send the phrase "fuck the patriarchy"?
Maybe?
Because that was what I was trying to do, and yes, it is fucking up to me.
Damn it! Let me just
see.
fuck the patriarchy!
Let me try and type it.
That's all I want to do. I was gonna put "got to yell fuck the patriarchy" to an old man.
I guess Facebook doesn't like it when people are. I don't know.
Yes, they don't want us to scream "fuck the patriarchy."
Facebook apparently supports the patriarchy.
Yeah, my
Damn
messenger.
you, Facebook.
My messenger's acting up too. I can't even get to the different chats. So messenger.
Ishar will smile as he stands up and he says, "Well, I had better make sure that Balthazar does not go and blow a proverbial gasket."
Probably a wise decision. I wouldn't want to be in the store and something unfortunate happening.
Miss Lily, may I offer you my apologies on his behalf? He is very wise, but he sometimes forgets that we are living in the 21st century.
Well, it's fun. It didn't bother me.
And please. He said, "I am pleased."
She gives him a thumbs up. Yeah, so just like whenever you want to go, just let me know. I'll have to set up a few things first, but yeah, won't be hard.
Wonderful. We shall go on a great adventure, the likes of which that shall be sung about for 100 years hence. Those are the best kind of stories, wouldn't you agree?
I suppose so.
Good afternoon, Miss Hannah, you will say, bowing. Also, I am pleased that your friend, Mr. Carnifex, did not attempt to fix any of my guests. That would have ended tragic.
Yeah, I don't even know what the heck he was on about with that. And for the record, he's not my friend.
Ishar will hold out his hand to Hannah.
Like to shake?
No, he holds it out palm flat. As in, with his palm up raised towards yours.
I'm not. She kind of looks and says, she looks confused. Like she's
He will
not
reach
sure.
down very gently and take her hand and put it in his. And he won't squeeze it very tight, but he'll wrap his fingers around it and he'll say, I should hope, Miss Hannah, that you may consider me to be your friend.
She squints her eyes a bit and say,
What was that?
So
Sorry.
Well, so far you seem to be a nice man, Nisha. I definitely want to get to know you more. So why not? You're my friend. I need to make a few more of those.
Well then, Inshihat, Inshahabi, may you always walk in the light of heaven, he will say as he bows to the two, before stepping out of the door.
Have a good one. She'll say as she leaves. As he leaves.
Fuck the matriarchy! Anyway, sorry, but...
So after that little exchange, Dakota's gonna look over at Hannah and just do the, the eyebrow raise, the eyebrow raise, up, hey, hey.
She'll say, what?
Hey.
She'll just kind of shrug at that and say, can I pay for these? It's like she generally doesn't get what you're doing.
Okay, so Dakota will try to make it a little clearer. She'll when like people are mimicking another person and they just kind of put their hands in that, thumb out extended and their fingers are flat at the top and it's just kind of like, the little puppet thing. And thing, make a puppet with her hand.
Yeah, make a puppet with her hand. Okay.
She'll make two of those. She'll just look at you and she'll go, oh, Miss Hannah, it is such a good thing to see you today. You are looking beautiful, Hannah. Oh, why, thank you, Isha. It's doing so well. And then she'll just kind of mush them together like they're kissing and go, murr.
Hannah will just simply laugh. Hannah will just simply like laugh softly and just say, who knows? And she'll just say, he seems like an okay guy, but who knows? You have to be careful, right? By the way, what was his aura like when he was doing that?
Fiery.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Hang on. I will be entirely fair. Give me a moment.
Let me look at the colors myself.
Because see, the weird thing is that with the Nephilim merit, I'm not sure if my aura can be read, because the way it describes it is my aura always looks like that.
Well, I assume that that's just a texture.
Yeah, your aura is always blazing bright, whatever else it may be.
Okay.
So it'll always be bright, but that doesn't mean other colors won't show up. That's what I assume, at least. Like, I don't see why I wouldn't be able to read your aura. And I'm sure if that's an effect, it would explicitly state that.
He seemed kind of. He seemed happy. He seemed kind of amused and contented.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me turn my camera on so I can make this. Cause I feel like I want to do this right now. And ignore the panda onesie because I'm all snuggly today.
I'm sorry, kid. There's a Kim in a panda onesie. My universe is complete.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, like Dakota was just kind of like,
she'll just kind of go.
You got that? I don't know why, but I have a theory that's
Um,
how you look at Tim. It's kind of like the.
well.
Sorry,
Anyway, go
continue
on.
on. Yeah.
She'll just kind of look at her going, she kind of has a look on her face of just, it's not really that big of a deal. and she'll just have the stuff. She'll kind of be, kind of nodding her head over to the counter, and she's pulling out her wallet.
Yeah, Dakota will run up her stuff and everything like that. She'll get a small discount.
What is this? The mwah, 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 mwah discount?
Yes, this is the mwah, mwah, mwah discount.
If it helps, I will point out Ishar is probably more attracted to Dakota at this point than he is to Anna.
This is totally fine. Hannah will simply say, "So why were you yelling at fuck the patriarchy earlier?"
Out of character, Kim, you couldn't understand a word he said.
Yes, that I was just
It was so funny.
Technically speaking, you had no idea what the actual fuck he was saying.
Okay,
it was just so
but
funny. You had to let
All
it
you
go.
heard was Arabic, 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 walks out.
okay, yeah, but guys, listen to my reasoning here. We have Ishar over here who's all like, "Hey, you want to go to the city, Brash, blah 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 blah." Dakota's over here like, "Okay," and then like before she could even reply, little Dubro was over here, blah 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 blah. So
Well,
in her mind,
bear in mind.
in her mind, it was just kind of like, I just got offered to go to this place, and the like dude was like, "Okay, hey, you want to do that?" And then so his mentor, a dude, was all like, blah, blah, blah. So I'm assuming it was just kind of like, "No, don't do the thing." So that's like what Dakota's
That's
kind of.
no reason to assume it's a patriarchal.
Then in English, you did turn around and tell her not to do it, which
No,
is
this is
in
true.
English, in English, I told her in English, if you remember, that it would be dangerous, something people often regret, and they don't often survive to get a second chance to repeat their mistake.
Hashtag feminism.
At no point did I say, "You are a woman, you'd never be able to do it." I said, anyone who goes there would be in trouble.
Yeah, okay, but Dakota's just being a little asshole, okay? Like that is her whole thing.
Yeah, this is the point. His inner monologue was ever so slightly bigoted old man. By the way, we are still recording. By the way, so you all know.
Yes.
Anyway, hang on. Okay, I'll tell you what. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We're going to go discuss feminism elsewhere, apparently.
Oh my god.